today's spooky spot, we're having a look at the Playmates toys, Monster Force, the Wolfman. It also says Luke Talbot, the Wolfman. He does come with break-apart wrist shackles, plus a very bonus subterranean containment vault base and monstrous display scene. That's a very involved extra bonus feature. This comes to us from the folks over at Playmates Toys. Not a successful line, I think. Not really a line that most people probably remember anymore. I don't think anyone says to themselves, oh wow, I gotta go back and pick up some of the Monster Force figures. On the back of the package, the characters that make up this set of Monster Force figures are Lance Magruder, there's Doc Reed Crawley, Trip Hansen, Luke Talbot, and Frankenstein. I'm guessing that those are actually part of the Monster Force, but it seems, again, as Spots mentioned before, Dracula and the Creature from the Black Lagoon are extremely outnumbered. Outnumbered 5-2. The read-up says, Compact transmission Doc Reed broadcast all channels. Warning, let it be known to all of mankind that new breeds of monsters have unloosed themselves upon the earth. Stronger, more horrific monsters, Dracula the legendary vampire, has risen to lead other immortal monsters in an assault on our fair cities. Fear when you must, but remember the Monster Force is here to protect and preserve. We too have surpassed our ancestors who fought with stakes and torches. Our weapons are fierce and high-tech. Our EMAC energized monster-armed containment suits are the perfect accoutrements to combat the extraordinary powers of these creatures of the dark. Indeed, our spirits are determined. We will strike at the heart of this new evil, and we will prevail. Down below, there's also a cutout standee that you will put with the display stand. Spot really didn't do it with the Dracula, but this section right here cuts out and you can put it onto the display stand. Having said that, Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, we can get a better look at the Playmates toys, Monster Force, the Wolfman. Don't go anywhere, guys. Stay tuned. Included with the Wolfman, you get several different accessories. One of which is a gun, but it kind of looks like a little communicator TV set, being that there's a little screen on the front. I guess it really is more so a little communicator. Maybe it gauges how much of a Wolfman he is, or maybe when he's about to turn into the werewolf. He does have like a little holster on the side that you can put whatever this is in the holster, and it kind of keeps it safe and protected. He does also come with what I jokingly consider like a proton wand from Ghostbusters. This section kind of pulls back, and then you can push it forward. It looks like it's shot electricity, and then you can rotate it. But I look at it, it kind of looks like a ray gun mixed with almost like a proton gun. You can take that, and that pegs into his hand. But it only really pegs into his one hand, as the other hand is open. That just kind of pegs into like so. Again, not well, but at least better than this hand here. Last but certainly not least, the Wolfman does come with some shackles. 2 different shackles for your consideration. More closed, intact shackles, which actually have the little open ends here. You can take it, clip it on the one arm, and clip it on the other arm. And you kind of have to bring the arms together because you get so much clearance between the two that they don't fit perfectly. In fact, let me switch it around. Let's try the other way around, see if we can. At least, again, the rings of the shackles. You know what? Spot. I think they actually go on the legs. That makes more sense. These little shackles go on the legs. Because I was going to say, there's no way they're going to clear those arms. You can click them into place. Like so. And like so. And you got the shackles on his legs. And then you also got these 2 shackles here, which connect. They just kind of link together. The idea is that they're supposed to break apart, but there's no real button or anything on the Wolfman. It's not like a Superpowers figure where you press it and his arms would go out like this. You kind of have to manually force out his arms. But you take the shackles, and again, just these shackles aren't the easiest because you got to have to kind of spread the the rings across or apart from one another, and then get the shackles on there. Spot seems to be all thumbs in this review. Clip those together like so, and then these should clip together. It seems like a lot of effort. I would not want to be the parent that every time Billy separates the rings and the shackles, he goes up to his father and says, "Dad, can you do it again?" "Oh, son, I just did it." "I know, but Wolfman broke his shackles." "All right, I'll do it again." And then he comes back 5 minutes, "Dad, can you do it again?" "Oh, I just finished doing it. Wolfman broke his shackles." But basically, you'd be taking the arms and just kind of separating them. Wow. But I mean, it's kind of cool. It's just more of a pain in the butt to get the shackles actually on the Wolfman. Take those off. Just put those to the side. Take these off, put them to the side. At least they're cool having the shackles be broken off. You could realistically use these shackles for other figures as well. Put those to the side. We haven't even really touched base on the Wolfman. He's not bad, but does he really look a lot like a wolf? Not really. In fact, he looks more like Vincent from that old 80s series, Beauty and the Beast. With Catherine, who's Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton in Terminator movies, and Ron Perlman. Remember Ron Perlman? Hellboy? Yeah? Yeah, he used to be... Check out, if you ever get a chance, kind of just Google or look on YouTube, Beauty and the Beast. Not that horrible new Beauty and the Beast with that Kristen Croak from Smallville. No, the original Beauty and the Beast was a lot cooler, but this kind of looks like Vincent. I think his name was Vincent from the original Beauty and the Beast. He's also got himself a vest. He's got the little logo down below. I'm assuming that means he is part of the good guy squad. I just feel again like Dracula got a little robbed. Sounds like a segue. There's Dracula right there, just so you guys can see the difference between the two. Dracula was a really bad looking figure. Wolfman looks a little cooler, but they're not spectacular figures. And I think what could have helped this line also was vehicles. If they had given us vehicles or something. For your articulation, Wolfman does have a swivel in the head, although you can't really move his head because his big Fabio hair is kind of just covering everything. It makes moving the hair impossible, and the head. At least his arms are hinged. So you can move the arms up, like if he's kind of creeping up on one of his members, Monster Force members. And they're like, "Oh, don't do that, werewolf. I hate when you do that." He also does have a swivel in the wrist, swivel in the waist, and just a very, very mild swivel in the legs. He is kind of pre-posed. You can see like his legs go like this. So it means kind of getting him to stand, not always successful. You really have to bend the leg back at times to get him to properly stand. If I could give the werewolf a rating, I think he's a better looking figure than Dracula, but they're not spectacular. They're not spooktacular. You see what I did right there? I would give werewolf, if I had to rate him, I'd give him a 7. A very scary 7. Today's Spooky Spot, we were continuing our looks at the Playmates toys, Monster Force, the werewolf. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more spooky spots. October's not done yet. We're going to have a look at more spooky spots this month of Spottober. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.